All right, so welcome to my beautiful brand new atelier slash sewing room slash boutique slash diva den, right? So you saw the before pictures, so you don't have to give me my kudos. I already gave it to myself. Thank you. Yes, very nice in here. Um, I will say the biggest mistake I made in here was the floor. And it was a mistake, but it was really the right thing to do because I only have two windows, and if you sew, you need tons of light, right? But I'm telling you, like you can see some stuff I was cutting a little bit ago. This floor has to be swept and Swiffered and sometimes vacuumed. I do have a little vacuum sweeper that I run around in here every single day because it's white and everything shows up on white. So it was a good decision, but I almost wish I would have went gray. But if I would have went gray, it probably would just be too dark in here. So I wanted people to have somewhere to sit. Now help me out with this dilemma here because I really wanted to purchase two chairs, but I only got one because I said I don't want to crowd this space out. Um, I'm telling you, I had big dreams when I moved in here. And my husband was like, "You ain't gonna have room for all that." And I was like, "Yes, I am." And then I got like three pieces of my stuff in here, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't have any room in here," but I'll make the most of it. I would really like to have two chairs here. I think maybe if I go smaller, but I think I really wanted to have a comfortable chair as well. I didn't want to have a little teeny tiny crappy chair. I want someone to come in here if they're waiting on me to fix something or they're waiting on something to be completed or whatever they're doing. I wanted them to be comfortable, maybe have a little sippy sip while they sit, have a little sniffy sniff, and, make a little bye bye. Matter of fact, have a lot of sippy sip and make a lot of bye bye over there and over here. But no. um, so yeah, y'all tell me what y'all would do about that. Is one chair cool or should I have two chairs? Another thing about it is y'all gonna think this is funny, but sometimes when I'm back here working, like, so I have streaming TV back here. So there's Netflix and all the whole shebang bang. Sometimes my husband will come back here and sit and watch a movie. And so sometimes I'll sit down as well with him, and I have to drag my sewing chair over here to be able to sit and hang out with him for a minute before I have to get back to work. So that's another reason why I think maybe I need two chairs. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, we're moving on from that. Okay, so then, this is when you come in the door. And then right as you walk in the door, you walk into this is my sewing area here. And this is did I already, she'd be so confused. Did I show this? I don't know. These are mannequins on display. But I got, so just to let you know a little bit about my cheap self, everything that's in here, there's only one thing that I actually bought brand new for the purpose of this space, and I'll tell you that in a second. Everything I already had it or I brought it like on clearance or used or something along those lines and just gave it my own funk and flair, okay? So this thing that the mannequins are standing on, I found that Hobby Lobby had some of their display cases that they were getting rid of, and I paid like $10 for that. And I was like, "Oh, my mannequins can actually stand on there." So that's what I used that for. I have a dude on the way because I don't have a dude. I have all these women mannequins and I need a dude because I don't have anything to put my dude clothes on because I do make clothes for them. But so then over here behind the door when you come in, I wanted to put it out the way, is a little dressing area, just a little dressing room. Just I wanted to have a place where people could have, no one would have to disrobe in front of me because I have a whole story about that, but we ain't gonna talk about it right now. So you can get these on the El Cheapo from Amazon, and those aren't the curtains that came with it, but I swapped the curtains out. First I had pink curtains or fuchsia curtains up there, then I took those down, I hung them in the bag, then I put the white ones up there because I felt like the fuchsia curtains especially kind of closed this area off a little bit too much. So I also had I just hung these lights up above the mannequins because I like to light them at night, especially. I think they look really jazzy lit up. I had some lights coming from below, but that wasn't really moving me like I needed it to. So just a cute little space. Okay, let me tell you this chest here, that's a file cabinet, and that is an office shelf. My husband had got those from his good friend Charles, that's the trash man, and they were sitting in our garage. The desk is still in there because when he was going to change out his office furniture, but he realized the desk wouldn't fit through his office door. So they've been sitting there. I kept asking people, do you want this? Do you want this? And many people wanted it, but no one had space for it. So I ended up kidnapping the file cabinet and the shelf and bringing them out here. And so the top of this, watch me not be able to open it. It's like a magic trick to open in this joker. Every single time. Okay, so I keep my wools and things in here with cedar. Things that I don't need the moss and the crickets jumping on are in there. So there, and she probably won't be able to, and down here as well. Just wools and little fur, stuff that I need to keep well protected that I feel like just doesn't need to be out in the open. All right. So I always have either a music program or a fashion type project runway, or Next in Fashion is always on the TV screen out here, child, because that's what I love to watch. Okay, so when I said I only bought one thing, brand spanking new, to put in here, that was the cube shelves that I brought from IKEA, and I bought 2 tabletops to make myself the biggest cutting table with the most storage on it that I possibly could. So I have 4 cube shelves. What do they each have? Each one of them has 8. Yeah, each one of them has 8 cubes in it. And I just use some pipe. What are those called? I don't even know what they're called, to screw down to raise the tops up, because I like for my cutting table to at least be at my waist, because I feel like if I bend over and cut, that is wear and tear on my back. So I need to be standing straight up. And the only bad thing about this table is, and it's not a bad thing for me, but my son did say it would drive him crazy, I can't reach all the way over to the other side, but I don't have a problem with walking around, because there hasn't been one garment that I have made thus far, and I've made everything from coats to dresses since I have been in this space, that I could not cut the entire pattern on this cutting table. That means everything, because when I was in my closet sewing, child, my cutting table was actually a fold out table. And so I would have to cut some arms, slide it down, cut some lapels or something, move the fabric down. But now I can lay it out. Now I strike my patterns out, which means I draw them out or trace them out first, and then I cut them out, and I can do an entire garment like that. And I live for that. Don't judge the clutter. This is a workspace. I keep telling myself that as well. So then I have space to keep anything that I have less than like 2 or 3 yards of. I will fold them up and I keep them down here. And like I have one bin that I strictly have linings in, because y'all know I'm obsessed with funky linings. She love a good lining. Ooh, I love a beautiful lining. So I keep those there. Just random stuff. Well, not random stuff. It's all fabric. Over on the other side, I'd have like my sewing books and things like that, but all around the table for the most part, except on the other side, I keep everything that I need for ironing, like my sleeve boards and things like that would all typically be down there as well in those little cubbies. I try to make sure I have a place for everything. And then underneath the ledge where I raised it up, I keep all my rolls under there. So like if I bring you around this way here, let me bring you around here, then you can see I just slide my rolls down in there. Looks like some of my lights fell. We'll fix those. Okay, and as I said, books, things like that, I keep down there. Books, trims, all down in there. You'll see some Cricut stuff down there as well. It's kind of getting where you fit in at this present moment in the situation. Okay, so over here, I hung an extra bar across the top, and that's where I have all my PDF patterns. PDF patterns take up a lot of space, child. I love them, but they take up a lot of space. Like, they are paper, and they could be folded up teeny tiny, I guess. But I don't like to fold the printer paper up like that, because then you're left with no choice but to press it out when you need to use a pattern. So I try to keep them with the least amount of creases in them as I possibly can. So I hang them in those plastic bags up there, and I'll hang them above this. And this is fabric here as well. So these are here. I keep suitings, anything that I don't want to fold a million and two times is over here, as well as anything that there is 3 or more yards of. So 3 or 4 yards, you'll see it hanging up here in this area, unless it's a really thin fabric. But anything more than that, I will re-roll them on bolts and keep them down here, because they take up less space when you do that. If I was to fold them, I imagine they would be tearing up my cheap hangers anyway. So that works for me. So down there are some projects that I'm working on, but that entire side right there will be cleaned out, and my, future fabric bolt purchases will go in that, because I have an entire side over there that I have the option of storing fabric on. So these fabrics right here, these are like going to be like sheers and, I don't know, thinner fabrics, mostly sheers though. Some like, there were some organzas and things like that. Now back here, right. So right here, like I told y'all, I warned y'all, she got to have a refrigerator out here, because I do get hungry and thirsty from time to time. But I have those white bins there. I keep my, like, if I have quite a good amount of a scrap, I'll put it in those bins there. And then I always come back around and see if it's something I really need to be keeping. And once I go through them for the second time and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can make something with this, then they go in these right here, where I will typically have them color coordinated and things like that. But here are really like notions like zippers and things like that. My interfacings are over here as well, where it's very messy. Those are my interfaces. Interfacings in one of these bins, but then my commercial patterns I keep in 2 of those bins there. And then Cricut stuff. We haven't talked about my Cricut addiction yet, but we will. We'll get there. Now, we'll get there one day. This is my ironing station. Oh, let me show you this. This is where my scraps go until they go to the white bins, until they go to the clear bins. And this is a chore I can't stand having to do, and that's empty out that. I need to push this in. This is gonna drive me crazy. I don't even know why it's out. Okay. I despise having to look how full that is, y'all. So you know it's been some months since I've went through my scraps. But I need to usually what I'll do is one day when I don't have anything else to do, I'll just come out here and I'll dump that out in the middle of the floor and I'll just go through them. If I got enough for like if it's like lining type fabrics, if I could do some pockets or something, I'll keep them. But a lot of stuff I don't hang on to a lot of scraps, to be honest with you. And again, I told you I have my ironing essentials and then beads. I have two bins that I keep beads and things in. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. I just bought that thing for ribbons and I don't know what I was thinking buying that, y'all, because I have an entire probably like 5 foot bin container in my garage that is full of ribbon that I bought from an estate sale. And I need to go through it. There's some beautiful ribbons in it. But why did I buy that? Because none of that stuff. I could probably get about 4 more rolls on that, but that's neither here nor there. So shoulder pads I keep there, things along that line. I hung some pegboards up here because I like to have those for scissors and all that type of stuff. My cricket mats are there. And then thread. I like to be able to see all my thread. I got to figure out something different though, because it's not enough. So what I'm thinking is that I'm probably going to have to figure out another place to put my cricket mats so that I can have another one of those, because I need another one of those because I still have 2 bins of thread that I need to put away. So that's supposed to be my inspiration pegboard there. This is where I keep stuff that I need to reach for, like ASAP. And then I keep one machine over here, the Singer, that I hardly ever use. I'm so addicted to my Juki, I don't know what to do. And then the Serger, which I was so geeked to have that, you guys. But one thing I will tell you is this thing right here. If you are thinking about buying a serger, the better you get at sewing, the less you will need to serge anything. And I think the reason for that is because the better you get, the more skill and technique you pick up, you're going to learn different techniques to finish seams. And serging is going to seem so bogus to you. Like I can't remember the last time I even used that. I don't even think it's plugged up. Is it plugged up? It ain't plugged up, child. So French seaming, all that type of stuff. So that's just a little piece of advice. If you want to run out and get one of those. One thing I will say is that if you use a lot of knits, then I think that would be great to have. I don't use knits. I don't like sewing with knits. It's not my preference, but I think that there will come. I'll hang on to that, but I do see there being a time when I will get rid of that, especially for the space, because you see, I don't have. So I just moved in here and I don't have space. So, my goal was to have a little office space so I could sit here and work on my computer if I needed to, grab a snack, whatever, over in this little back area right here. I'll tell you this, I'm trying to find a way, and I have a room divider back here in my makeshift closet, but I really want to block this off. Like I don't feel like, and I'll show you when I go up front, I don't feel like you should be able to walk in that door and look straight back here. I just don't. It's too cluttery anyway. All right, so over here, so back behind those curtains, that's storage, and that's where the furnace and the air conditioner are housed as well. But that's where I'm able to keep my bins that I have, like projects or extra fabric or things like that. They're back there in those bins. These are 2 coats that I have just completed. Look at these, y'all. Man, listen. Don't play with her. She is not one of them. Look at that. that. Oh my God. These are gonna be for sale. So look at that. That green one is that. I want to wear that thing so bad. It is. I want to wear the orange one too, though. I think I have enough orange fabric, and the orange is a wool fabric. I think I have enough of that left to make myself a coat because this one is too large for me. But the green is a wool cashmere. And man, looky here. Oh, this thing gives me my life. I don't know about you, but man, this thing gives me my life. This thing is so nice. Look at this. If you're interested, holla. The lining. I wanted to do an interesting, y'all know she loves to do interesting linings on her garments. So this is my station this is where I'm typically sitting because I told you guys I'm totally addicted to the Juki. I can't use anything else, you guys. I try so hard to get on that Singer. The only way I will get on that Singer is if, let's say, for instance, I'm working on a project and I'm constructing a garment and it requires a lot of top stitching. I love top stitching on the Juki much better than I do on the Singer. So I'll set the Juki up for my top stitching and I will work the garment on the Singer over here. So I'll always have them both until she can get another Juki. If I get another Juki, it's over, y'all. It is over. There's a little cabinet right there that I keep Cricut stuff in, mugs and things like that, because she likes making mugs and water bottles and things like that. People like those for gifts as well. So I put some bins up there that I'm going to put some knickknacks and things like that in. I think this was like one of my first Cricut signs she made. She believed she could, so she did. True, right? Now over here should only be, and I'm working on getting this totally right. I just ordered some tags and things like that, but this should only be 100% finished garments that somebody can walk right in that door right there, pick it up. I can package it up and they can pay for it. Nothing should have to be done. Not a button, not a pocket, not a nothing. Once I get it all straightened out, right? So I've been making some bomber jacket. You guys know bomber jackets they have grown to be my specialty. Like I just look at some of my bombers and I'm like, girl, don't hurt nobody. Oh my God. I've made and sold a few of this print right here and this print right here as well, which is one of my favorites. That's not for sale. That's the husband's. But this is one that I, not too long ago completed as well. It's not real leather. It's a faux leather. But she loves to make bomber jackets. And then again, as I said, things that are 100% complete are going to be the only things hanging there. So thank you guys so much. That's my favorite Michael Jackson record in life. I was so excited to find that. I listen to records on my record player that my son bought me for Christmas, but I wear that record out completely. So thank you guys again so much for joining me here on my channel today. I hope you like. If you don't like, get over it. No. Until I see you again, be blessed and bye for now.